My name is Okaimesi Ajili. I completed my first cycle of education at Vickery's Parent School in the year 2023 with 8-1s. I'm currently a student at Bright Senior High School. I offer general science. Since I came to Bright Senior High School, almost all the students I've encountered are brilliant students from different backgrounds. For instance, I had 8-1s and I'm in Bright Senior High School. As a best student, I decided to come to the best school in the country and I chose Bright. I wrote in Dec last year because it is a policy in Bright Senior High School to write in Dec when you get to Form 2. And I saw this as an opportunity to assess myself before the main exams. When my results came, I had 7 A's and a B, but I don't think 7 A's is a grade to boast of in Bright. So I want to be a record breaker, just as my predecessors. I recommend Bright Senior High School to all viewers, especially those who are yet to write their BC, because Bright is the best. And also, Bright is now part of the free SHS policy. So I urge all students to make Bright your first choice. Thank you.
I go by the name Bawa Usman Mastura. My alma mater is Kwenungwa RC Basic School, which I completed in the year 2023, graduating with a distinction of aggregate 11. I'm currently a student of this great institution of Bright Senior High School, specifically a general science student. One may ask, why Bright Senior High School? Surprisingly, the perception most people have about private schools, including Bright Senior High School, is that students enrolled in such institutions are students who didn't really perform in their BC. I am glad to sit here as an example to help change the mindset that most people carry about private schools. Private schools, such as my school, is not a home for failures. It's a home of academic excellence, good training, and comfortability. During my second year in Bright Senior High School, I sat down for the 2025 private WASSCE examination, which I was clearly aware will partake in during my first year in the school. Since in Bright Senior High School, it's a norm for every student to partake in such examination to have a clear feel about the upcoming WASSCE. Through hard work and consistency, I was able to pass my Dec, securing a result of 5 A's and 3 B's. At a first glance of my result, even though I was very excited, I knew that 5 A's is not a grade to be happy about in Bright Senior High School, because seeing my seniors pass out with 8 A's, I am even more motivated to sit for the upcoming WASSCE, and I know I would also come out with flying colors. I will recommend Bright Senior High School to every viewer and parents watching. I will also like to remind you all that Bright Senior High School is now part of the free SHS policy, and will urge everyone, especially students yet to partake in the upcoming BEC, to place Bright Senior High School as their first choice. Thank you.
My name is Yatibwa Basa Okra, a general science student of Bright Senior High School. I completed my basic education at Sankofa Community School, where I graduated with an aggregate of 13. During my second year at the junior high school, I had 2 of my close relatives who completed Bright Senior High School, and seeing their excellent results, I was inspired to be a part of Bright Senior High School. As a policy in Bright Senior High School, second-year students are encouraged to sit and write the NOVDEC when they are in Form 2. And to assess my strengths, I was encouraged to sit for the NOVDEC. A's and 4 B's. Although this is a very good result in the eyes of many people, I am still inspired to write the WASSCE and get maximum 8 A's to join the League of Excellent Students in Bright Senior High School who achieved this milestone. Since now Bright Senior High School has been added to the free SHS policy, I recommend that all basic education certificate examination candidates choose Bright Senior High School as their first choice.
My name is James Amwako, popularly known as Africa. In fact, I completed the University of Education Winneba in the Department of History Education with a first class degree in the year 2023. In fact, I didn't just complete with a first class, not just any first class. I was actually the overall best student in the Department of History Education. So I had the award for the overall best student in the Department of History Education. And then as the best student in the Department of History Education from the University of Education Winneba, if I am teaching students who are actually getting A's in social studies and in history, I don't think that is a news, because in Bright Senior High School, that is the best. And I am the best, teaching in the best, and we are producing the best. All right, so in Bright Senior High School, one of the things is that when you come, you actually take a test. And with that, they also ask you of your teaching philosophy, just for them to know whether you imbibe the teacher-centered method or the learner-centered method. And then in my teaching philosophy, in the words of Anthony Gresham in his book, Teaching Styles, I believe that teaching and learning is a process or a journey where students actually follow the teacher to their final destination. So the final destination is actually the WASSCE. All right, so we as teachers of Bright Senior High School, specifically me, I feel the teacher-centered method and then the learner-centered method. Right, so if students are actually participating in the teaching and learning process and they're actually coming out with these grades, it's actually no news. But then, mind you, this is not even the final destination. This is just end of deck. So just watch out for the final destination, which is WASSCE 2026. And I hope and know that with our quality teachers over here with first class, PhD, experienced teachers, examiners and others, they will actually do well by getting 8 A's. So watch out. Thank you very much.
I am in the person of Miss Belinda Etuahine, a first class graduate from the University of Education, the Department of Political Science, 2022. Currently, I am a master's student reading public education in the University of Education, Winneba. Well, when it comes to the social science department in Bright Senior High School, it's not to be compared to any other school. When you enter into most institutions, they encourage science students to read subjects like maths, e-maths, and then English to pass. But in Bright Senior High School, all electives carries equal stance. So this is the case whereby we educate our learners that social studies is equally important as science, as maths, as English, as biology, as physics. So aside that, we have qualified teachers in my department. We have teachers who equally have master's degree, first class graduates, learned people who have been in the field for so long, who are examiners. We also have people pursuing their PhDs in my department. That means that we have professionals. Before you were employed in Bright Senior High School as a social science teacher, you must have an NTC license. That means you must be accredited as a professional teacher before you are here. Also, when you come, we don't employ you just because of your qualification. You are interviewed and assessed through a series of tests to test your grounding. For all we know, most people graduate and stays in the house for years. Therefore, their knowledge expires. So when you come here, for as long as you've stayed in the house, we test your credibility through your knowledge and through these exams. Aside that, systems are being put in place in Bright Senior High School. You can't skip class. You can't teach just anyhow. The headmasters, the academic boards always run through the corridors to check that teachers are in their classrooms teaching the syllables that they ought to teach. Learners who escape class 2 are being punished. That tells you that there are strict rules and regulations that are governing the school. Also, teachers in Bright Senior High School inspires learners. When you see a young teacher teaching you with a master's degree with first class, it inspires you to also become more. Therefore, we guide them not only in the classroom teaching, but then we serve as role models to them. We guide them with the syllables they ought to learn in the university based on their knowledge. And these things motivate our learners to put out their best. When we are here, we assess learners and then we become critical thinkers. Sometimes we sit down to analyze the way things are going to come out with examinable questions that are possible.
Last year, for example, teachers were being tasked to come out with examinable questions that could come through the WASSCE. And truth be told, about 2 of our questions from our department dropped in the WASSCE. Therefore, the results that are being displayed in the NOPDEC, it's just the test, it's just the starting point. And so we are praying and seeking that with the effort and the inspiration we've given to the learners, with the help of the management and the system put in place, the WAEC would definitely be a story to tell.